Hey everyone, so I wanted to just make this follow-up video because yesterday's video I was in not a good mood, not a good place. I wasn't conveying what I was, you know, I can't convey 10 years of a relationship in a 10-minute video. But for every one of you guys giving me advice down there in the comments, I really appreciate it, and I don't take anything that you see that I'm doing wrong as a criticism, personal criticism. I take it as constructive criticism because sometimes all of us need a third party to analyze a situation. So I don't take offense to if you don't agree with me. If you agree with Mark, that's perfectly fine. But I just want to convey to you all of the ways that I have tried, all of the things that I have done, all of the things that I have said, all of the things I have not said. I have tried to sit down calmly with this man and tell him, look, just because we see things differently does not mean either of us are wrong or right. I'm not somebody that you have to be in competition with. I have said literally everything you guys have told me to do in the comments, I have done. I have wrote him letters. I have just kicked him out of my house and I stopped letting him come over. I have set boundary after boundary. And what he does, this is what gets me, is because I always tell him, nobody's holding a gun to your head. Nobody's making you come over. If you don't want to be around me, I am the last person that's going to beg you. Yeah, I want you here, but I don't want this fight. I don't want this constant competition, this constant, like in the summertime, I couldn't be there emotionally to support my friend Laura. So I told her, hey, I can't help you. And I stopped talking to her. And he goes, I can't believe you would say that to her. You can't just be there for somebody. And then when I'm there for my sister, he says, why would you give somebody advice? You need to take your own advice. You don't have your fucking shit together. And he's always like, it's just like these constant, and I'm not the only person he does this to in life. And so a lot of the times I stay with him because I love him as a person, and I can see the bigger picture as to why he is the way he is. And I can see that because there's moments, okay? There have been a few moments in the 10 years that I have known him that I have glimpsed the inner self that he hides. He hides it not from me only. Like, he hides who he is from his own self. He will not focus his own attention on his self. And when you do when I do try to talk to him about his self, when I try to get down to the nitty gritty of who he is, a lot of dark things come up that he has been through. So I know I have stayed with him this long because I realize that he is a hurting soul, but there comes a point where he is not just awful to me. If he was just awful to me in this way, I would have been gone years ago. I don't play that much, I'm not gonna just let somebody take advantage of me like that. And I think over the years, slowly, he has, I don't know if to me, what it feels like is that he's run by his ego. And he has told me this, that most of his life he has spent chasing things to satisfy his ego, not to satisfy, he doesn't have any hobbies, he doesn't have any, and he gets, the look he gives me when I show him things that I do on the side, or my art, he actually gets upset that I'm good at stuff. And he always says, well, I don't even really, you're that's so good, I can't believe that, I almost believe that you didn't do that. He has these belittling, the way he talks to me and the way he talks to other people is just so belittling and so demeaning. And he thinks that he talks to you. I don't know what he thinks, because he's a double Gemini. His moon sign and his fucking sun sign are both Gemini, and his rising sign is an Aries. So he is a very secretive person, and he's almost astonished when you're not as stupid as he made you out to be in his head. He has a narrative about you, and when you don't fit that narrative about that he has put out for you, there's problems. And I'm an easy scapegoat because I do fly off the handle, and I am quick to call people out and tell people off and scream fuck you to people who don't like me. Like, I'm that person. And I've calmed down a lot in my years of growing up, but me and him are just so different. He is very secretive. Whatever he tells you, he's feeling the opposite. So you can't ever trust what he says. And that drives me crazy because I know when he lies to me. You can feel it. I can feel it when he lies to me. He gets a whole different energy about himself. And I have tried, literally, I feel like a mental patient dealing with this person because he's like 4 different people. I'm not joking you guys. He is like 4 different people. And it just depends. And you never can tell which person you're going to get at any moment of the day. Like, it's insane. And so, you may have been asking yourselves, and you may still, you may wonder, why does she stay with this man if she feels this way? Because I just know that he has been through his own share of crap in his life. And, from his generation, I know that not all of it is his fault. And a lot of it is, just him trying to satisfy his ego. And he's a short guy, so he's got that short guy syndrome. He stands here on me. So he's got that short man energy that, he feels like it seems like he feels like he always has to prove himself and prove that he's manly and prove that he's this and that. And I even try to tell him, you don't have to pretend to be anything with me. Just be yourself. I like you for who you are. I like you because you're funny and you like to do exciting things. You like to go on adventures with me. You know, like, there's a lot that we like to do together, but we just get so clouded in our misunderstandings and our taking things one way that we don't actually mean and saying, and both of our tempers are really bad, so that's why it's easy for me to just forget and forgive and move on. And, I love him but I don't know, how do you get through to somebody? How do you get through to someone that you just want them to just be nicer to you, to just stop, criticizing me at every turn? When I make a decision or what I feel, or when I come talk to you about a problem I have, don't make me feel like it's my fault. Don't make me feel like I'm in the wrong all the time. Don't make me feel like I'm crazy for the way I feel. Don't make me feel like a burden or an inconvenience. If you feel that way, then don't come around me. That's I've said that to him so many times, over and over. I've said these things to him, and I just don't know what to do. I care for the fucking man, but it's almost like he won't let me. There's a point that he won't let me get past. There's a threshold that I can't get to, and he won't even allow me to know where that threshold is. It's so. All that advice is very appreciated, but this goes deeper than. Just it's just semen abuse. Yeah, it's abuse, but he's, I'm not an angel. I have I have my ways. I have my bad things about myself, you know. And so who am I to hold somebody else's coping skills and traumas against them? So do you see the conundrum I've found myself in? It's not that you know, I don't love him and I'm forced to be here and I'm forced to stay with him. No. I love and care about him a lot, and I see who he is underneath who he pretends to be, and I love him anyway, and I care about him regardless of who he thinks he has to be. But it's almost like he doesn't believe me. He doesn't believe that that's actually how I feel. You know, and it's like only very few times does he let his guard down and let somebody in. You know, I've been with him every day for 10 years, and I have barely cracked the surface, you know, so I think if I just, you know, everything in my meditations and my tarot and my dreams, it's all been telling me the same thing. Just focus on yourself, and you know, you can't really control other people. I'm not trying to control him. I'm just trying to understand why would you say one thing and do another? I don't understand. I literally don't understand that thinking, because I don't think like that. So I can't comprehend when somebody says one thing but means a completely different thing. Like, I'm not that type of person. I've never been that type of person. Like, what I say is what I actually mean, you know, except for when I'm really angry. You know, those things are just, I cut people with my words, and that's not a good thing. So I just want to show you guys real quick. I know that was a lot, and I know this is a lot to take in. Him and I have a complicated relationship, and, you know, I don't know. I know there's something that we both need to learn from each other. I just don't know what it is. But look at this. You guys see all that freaking snow? It like only snows like once a year. Maybe once every couple years. Last year it didn't snow. So, kind of a treat, kind of a burden. Because usually when it snows here, the power goes out. And the last time it snowed really bad, the power went out for 3 days, and I was in here in the cold for 3 freaking days. That sucked. So, I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.